Law of impermanence. This too shall pass. Law of kindness. Be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. Law of gratitude. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Law of persistence. The only time you fail is when you fall and stay down. Law of growth. What we think, we become. Law of adaptation. Survival goes to the most adaptable. Law of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not an occasional act. It is a constant attitude. Law of patience. Patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while you're waiting. Law of balance. Happiness is not a matter of intensity, but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. Law of learning. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Law of integrity. Real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody's going to know whether you did it or not. Law of reflection. The unexamined life is not worth living. Law of empathy. I don't know what you're going through, but I'm here for you. Law of resilience. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance. Law of simplicity. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Law of self-compassion. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Law of abundance. The universe is full of magical things patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. Law of honesty. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. Law of connection. We are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth chemically, to the rest of the universe atomically. Law of reflection. What we see depends mainly on what we look for. Law of courage. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. Law of accountability. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Law of empowerment. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. Law of generosity. No one has ever become poor by giving. Law of compassion. Our human compassion binds us to one another, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. Law of change. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Law of acceptance. The only way out is through. Law of mindfulness. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. Law of reflection. If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading. Law of appreciation. Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Law of self-reflection. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Law of responsibility. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. Law of optimism. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. Law of purpose. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Law of harmony. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Law of growth. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Law of acceptance. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Law of perspective. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Law of resilience. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Law of action. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Wishing is not enough. We must do. Law of empowerment. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Law of contentment. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. Law of embrace. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Law of reflection. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Law of curiosity. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Law of acceptance. The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation